Welcome to the CFSB Center. It's our Selection Sunday show. We will be airing live on Froggy 103.7, but also here in the building, we will talk with some of the players. Head coach Matt McMahon, he's going to join us, and we'll have a good time as we find out when, where, and who the Racers will play in the NCAA tournament. I'm Neal Bradley along with Kenny Roth. We certainly welcome you to the show, which is brought to you by Max's 641 Towing, David Taylor, Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep, Taylor Family Dental, CFSB Bank, and this is the J.H. Churchill Selection Show. So we're certainly happy to be with you. Kenny, this is a great occasion anytime you get to go to the NCAA tournament, and it feels like Christmas every time on this day, doesn't it?
It's just amazing feeling that day when you know that the selection show is going to start and trying to have some type of feeling on where you might go and who you might play. And it's certainly all speculation at this point, but it's fun to speculate where the Racers might go. And I'm sure the coaches have already been working on a bundle of teams that they think that they might be faced against. And so then they'll quickly have to go to work after 5 o'clock today.
Yes, it will get very busy immediately as soon as they know, and they'll just go to the package that they have. And the way they prepare, they'll know the team they play, and they'll prepare for the next round teams as well. So those assignments to go on to whichever assistant coaches have them. We always go on these trips and pack for the entire stay, and I know that's one of the rules when you're going on the tournament, right?
That's right. You got to have 2 sets of clothes on there and then have 3 and 4 packed at home ready to go the next week.
Well, if you want to know our guest schedule, you won't have to listen to us just sit up here and yap for an hour. And by the way, once we get to the selection show at 5 o'clock, they're going to cut ours off. We'll still be on the radio, but you'll get to hear what you want to hear, and that is the selection show. So get ready to hear that coming up at 5 o'clock when the selection show runs. But we have guests for you, beginning with Trey Hannibal. We'll talk with DJ Burns, Daquan Smith. Then Kenny and I will chat just a little bit. Then we'll bring in Carter Collins, Juice Hill. We'll take a break. Then Tevin Brown, KJ Williams, Matt McMahon will be with us. That's kind of a floating time because he may have an additional duty a little before 5 o'clock. Then we'll sort of tap dance up here on the radio. You'll not hear that unless you're listening on Froggy. And then once we know who we're playing, we will get Matt McMahon up here, get a few comments. Also, Kevin Saul will come up. And I think right after 5 o'clock, Jeff Bidwell told me that he's here. He has had a tremendous series. We're going to talk about that as well. That has been just an unbelievable series, 10 parts that wrapped up last night. Don't spoil the ending, Kenny. I haven't seen parts 9 and 10. I've been busy, but it's really done a just tremendous job with that.
I watched it last night, had it taped, and then I watched the ride home with the guys, and Coach Prohm joined that, and it was just phenomenal. And the work that Jeff did and his staff of putting that together is first class, and it's going to be something that'll be great to have for many years.
And I know he has on there the story of the greatest season in the history of Murray State basketball. We might have some guys up here that may have a little something to say about that, and he may have to rename that. I'm not sure. We'll talk with Jeff and see if that's something he'll do. So far, so far, that might be it. So there is a way that he'll do that. We are getting set to get our first player interview as Trey Hannibal. We're awaiting Trey to come up to the table. We're going to talk with him for a few minutes, ask him a few questions. He's been named one of the top glue guys. He'll be sitting in this seat right here. So here he comes. But one of the top glue guys in the nation, along with DJ Burns, and anyone who's watched the Racers play know that that is 100% spot on as we get Trey Hannibal putting the headset on. Trey, what about this? You get to come to Murray State 1 year and headed right to the NCAA tournament. Share your thoughts with us on this Selection Sunday.
Well, it's just a blessing to be here. Thankful to be around a great group of guys, and, we just work hard every day, and it's starting to pay off. So just blessed to be here.
Have you looked at the cities? Do you have a city of preference? I'm guessing maybe South Carolina, but in Greenville. But where would you go if you could pick?
If I could go somewhere, definitely be Texas because I'm tired of the cold. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like the way he thinks. I do.
Talk about when you got here, and you got here in summertime, and that was your first relationship time with the team. What was that like, that first month of arriving in Murray?
You know, it was a warm welcoming, you know, from the coaching staff to all the managers to the players. Like, it was just fun, you know, the bond we created, you know, it led to the team chemistry we have now. And, you know, we just continue to grow each and every day and get better, and it's starting to pay off.
You've played starter minutes all year long, but have come off the bench as the Racers started the same starting lineup for 32 games. What is that like as a player when you're starting and watching, and how much information can you gather before you get into the game and have to start getting in the flow of things?
It just leads to preparation, you know, before the game, from film study, you know, with the coaches and things like that. Everybody has their role, and whether you're starting or not, just go out there and give it your all, 40 minutes, and get the same results.
So we've nicknamed you Freight Train a few times, and you can imagine where that might come from. But when you get going, talk about that a little bit, and just your aggressiveness in the open court and how that's helped you as a player.
Well, you know, I've always basically been a downhill player, and, you know, Coach Mack always tells me, you know, be aggressive and don't shy away from the contact. Just always be the aggressor and keep the pressure on the defense at all times, and just see my reads and just know the floor.
One of the components of the team is unselfishness, and that's something that you guys have just embraced all year long. All of you were dynamic high school players. You're leading scorer in the state a lot of times. What's it like to be now about the team offensively more than about yourself?
It just shows what you can do other than scoring. And, you know, that just shows how dangerous this team is in all aspects, you know, from the 1 through the 5. And, you know, all 12 guys on this team can really, you know, impact this team in a difficult way.
So what, if anything, surprised you about the Murray State program when you got here? You'd been in an SEC program, University of South Carolina. Anything that when you got here, you know, surprised you at the level that basketball is done here at Murray State?
It's basically been the fan base. You know, like, of course, you know, it's a pretty decent fan base at University of South Carolina, but here it's just different. I mean, from everybody's family here, and, you know, everybody show love and support. And, you know, I just appreciate that since I got here. So
It was last Saturday night that you won the championship. You've had not really a week off, but a week off from games. Have you spent any time, any free time that you've had over the last week?
I mean, we had, you know, 2 fresh days off, but other than that, we just been back to work, you know, preparing for what's next and preparing for the week. So we're just getting ready and getting better every day.
Now, I want to ask, on those 2 days off, did you do anything basketball-wise?
Yes.
See, I knew it because that's just the way you're wired, right? You have to play basketball.
That's how we are. We like to work, and we just like to get better. So.
See, I knew that. So they had it off, but they decided to come to work anyway. Well, Trey, it has been just an absolute pleasure. And tell me, you know, it circulated on the internet about you and your teammate DJ Burns being named 2 of the top glue guys in the country, and that do all the little things. Some days you need to score. Some days you need to rebound. Some days you need to assist. And you do whatever it takes to win, don't you?
Correct. Correct. And, you know, DJ brings the energy every day. And, you know, I try to bring the energy as much as possible, too. And we just try to affect this team and help this team any way we can possible. And it's definitely paying off.
All right. We appreciate you coming up and joining us, and can't wait to see your reaction when we find out where we're going, okay?
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right. That is Trey Hannibal. We are happy to have Trey. DJ Burns is going to join us next. GJ will be bringing a smile on his face. I can guarantee that. We appreciate all the fans here that are here to watch our show. And again, if you are just coming into the arena, this is being broadcast live on Froggy 103.7. And this is the J.H. Churchill Funeral Home Selection Show. And we're happy to be with you. And DJ Burns has joined us at the microphone. DJ, welcome to the Selection Show. How's it going today?
Oh, man, it's wonderful. I'm having a blast, you know, with the fans, with my teammates, just enjoying the moment and soaking it all in.
This is the first time I've interviewed a superhero who brought his own cape. Yeah. Tell me about the cape you have on.
Oh, man, it's Murray State love. You know, I love the Murray State community. I love with the fans, the crowd, just everything that embraces Murray State. And I just want to wear it 24/7.
Tell me about your experience in Evansville. You bring a lot of enthusiasm. I think that rubbed off on the fans who were there, and it was an electric time last Friday and Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh, man, number one thing Coach says, bring the juice. You know, that's my key to making sure that we have success as a team. And that's what I got to do to make sure we have a lot of wins and many more championships to come. That's what I'm going to do.
So growing up in Baton Rouge,
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
New
Yeah, then
Orleans.
Baton Rouge.
Yep.
What was it like? At what point did you realize the importance of playing hard and bringing the energy like you bring every day?
I embraced it since I was younger. Even when I was playing sports, playing football, playing Pee Wee, even to now, I kind of just seen that was something that I could embrace and have a great role in. And me being younger, having wise people around me to kind of give me the knowledge that tells me if I want to go far, that's something that I could do. And I just stuck with it, and it got me to this point.
So when you got to Murray, you got here in the summertime with Trey, obviously a new team, new relationships. What was the biggest adjustment for you in coming to Murray State?
Just more of the slow pace. I'm from New Orleans. I went to school in Baton Rouge, so transferring to a school like Murray, where it's kind of slow paced, it's just a different atmosphere, which I wind up loving in the long run. It was just kind of that type of change for me.
Talk about the relationships that you build on the team when you work every day with 13 guys. Who is the encourager? Who is the one every day that is the one player that is making sure everyone's ready to be on board, ready to work hard every day in practice?
Well, I have to put a hand in for the whole team. By us being a mature group, we kind of take it upon ourselves to be the ones to bring them juice, making sure that we have to do things in order to make sure we win and be successful. So I got to give the credit to the whole team.
So great group of assistant coaches.
Most definitely.
Just fabulous group. Talk about them and what they do separately from what Coach McMahon does on the floor in practice. What do you do off the floor with the assistant coaches?
Well, we spend a lot of time together. We spend a lot of time together as far as if it's just hanging out, going by the coach's house, or even just talking on the phone. That's something that was kind of big to me, and I really appreciate it by coming here because I wasn't used to that. So I'm just having a family atmosphere, a group of coaches that actually care about you, not just on the court but off the court, that is great to be a part of.
So we see them on the court a lot and running up and down and shooting with you guys. So it's just between us. Nobody else is listening. Who's the best shooter out of the assistant coaches?
I'm going to go with TK. He had to stay shooting. He's a sniper.
Wow, Tim Kaine.
Yeah,
maybe his number ought to be up there instead of number 5 then.
He's a specialist, so I give the shooting edge to TK. He's a specialist with it.
Talk about rebounding, and that's the one skill that from day one you said you're not going to keep me out of the lineup because I'm going to go try to get every rebound. Talk about your rebounding philosophy.
It's just an effort. A lot of effort players. I like to do other things that people don't like to do. That's what I actually enjoy, and that's what I'm successful in. Being the player that gets on the floor, being the player that dives into the crowd, being the player that just do everything to make sure that this team needs to win the small details. I take pride and I take joy in it.
The fans, I know your rebounding, they know your enthusiasm, but they may not realize how good of a defensive player you've become. In OVC play, 5th in the league in steals with 25. You had 41 on the season, and you really seem to embrace that role. What sort of brought that along for you as the season progressed?
Just pretty much understanding my role, understanding what it takes to win. Everybody have to be accountable for what their job is. If we all do our job, then we'll be successful like we have been. So just being the glue guy, that's what I kind of take pride in. I want to like to do a little bit of everything. One of my favorite players growing up was Dennis Rodman. I seen him do it the best, just being able to do so many things on the court, being effective without scoring the ball. That's pride. That's what made me really enjoy basketball, and that's what I love to do.
All right, I'll give you the question of the cities that are available. Trey said Fort Worth. He wants to go somewhere where it's warm to Texas. Do you have a city where you'd like to go?
If we had to pick one, I have to go to Fort Worth.
Okay, Fort Worth.
Just being close to home. I want everybody from New Orleans to enjoy this with me because I feel like New Orleans deserves this. You know, this city's not been too known, especially for basketball, and not just that, they haven't been, you know, the most as far as with popularity with sports. So I kind of take it on my shoulder to make sure New Orleans gets back to where it's supposed to be and where it belongs.
DJ, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on a great year, all right?
Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
All right, that is DJ Burns as we get set to bring in Daquan Smith. How do you tell the fans are enthusiastic for DJ, and DJ is a very enthusiastic player. Daquan Smith puts on the headset, and it's kind of appropriate that he's here talking with us on Selection Sunday, because if Daquan doesn't make a couple of critical threes in this game, it'll probably be a selection show maybe at Morehead State. We would probably still be having one looking for a large bid, but oh my goodness, you hit two big threes. And one of those was at a spot where the first one, no one else was making a shot. Tell me about making those two shots, Daquan.
It was big shots. I was just ready to shoot. I was open, had to shoot them, and it felt good to make them. I feel like it gave the whole building energy, especially when we was at a little drought.
And then at the end of the game, we see the block, as we call it, by Tevin Brown, but what kind of set that up is you being able to contain your man, get with your player that you were defending that was able to set that up. And a lot of times people don't see that, but you get a lot of credit for that play happening too.
Only thing that was going through my mind during that play was we need one stop and we win it all. So I had to do what I had to do. Credit to Tevin, that was a great block and to get the ball.
Talk a little bit about Holly Springs, Mississippi, and that's where you're from. 2,700 points in high school. That's a load. That's lots of shots. But what I like best is being class president. Talk about your experience there.
Shout out Holly Springs. I mean, that's what made me feel like I wouldn't be the person I am today without Holly Springs. Point-wise, I mean, I can't really just get into it, I guess. Being class president, that was good. That was fun. You know, feel like that'd be great leading on for me, not only with basketball but with life.
Great leadership skills that you learned there. So your fourth year in the program, your first year you were hurt. How's it feel going back to the NCAA tournament?
It's a crazy feeling because I actually get to play. The first time we went, I had to watch, which was still fun, you know, seeing what we did. But this year I get to really play in the game and actually get the real feeling for it.
So in the Morehead State game in the finals, Coach McMahon trust is a very important piece for him, that he knows that from an offense and defensive standpoint, you're going to be able to carry out what he wants. 18 big minutes in that game. What was it like being on the floor there in the second half when it mattered?
I just glad Coach Mack trusted me to be in the game and my teammates. I just wanted to go out there and play hard and make plays defensively and offensively and help us get the win.
Every day, Coach McMahon talks about toughness and grit, and that's one of the foundations and pillars of the program. And that's easy to say. How does that happen every day? What occurs in the course of practice that that toughness becomes a huge part of that you have to play with every day?
I feel like the coaches do great putting us in situations where there's adversity and that we have to overcome that adversity and be better on top. So during the year when we was down at half games, a lot of games this year, we never was worried. We felt like we've been in these situations, even worse situations, so I feel like we always knew we could come out top.
All right, tell me about being a part of history. You not only won the championship, but no OVC team's gone 18-0 in regular season play, or did that and won the tournament too and finished 20-0. And that'll be forever up there on a banner. You'll come back in 20, 25 years, and there it'll be, and you'll be able to point to that and say, I was a part of that, to your kids and grandkids down the road.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's I don't think nobody expected it. it's just credit to the coaches and my teammates. I mean, we worked really hard for this, and as everybody know, we was doubted from the beginning. We didn't get no first place votes coming into preseason, so we kind of had that chip on our shoulder. We wanted to prove to everybody that we could win this league, so that's what we had to do.
All right, Daquan, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the show, okay?
Thank y'all.
All right, the selection show from CBS will be on the screen at 5 o'clock. You'll hear the audio for that. Thanks so much for Daquan and for the role that he's played, the 2 big threes that he made. Oh, my. Part of a 30-2 season, the Racers have had the third 30-win season in school history. They're on a 22-game winning streak, and now we're going to talk with Carter Collins, who's also a big part of that. He started every game. Tell me how important it's been as far as you're concerned to have that same starting lineup every game. Everyone has really known their role every game of the season, Carter.
Yeah, I think it just establishes just consistency throughout the year, and everyone kind of is just able to develop their niche and their role on the team throughout the year.
The thing that you've really brought has been that defensive consistency. It's been there every game in the starting lineup. You've been able to help keep fresh players in. You'll come in off the bench at times later on in the game, but you also have made big shots when they've counted, including the one you made there in the OVC tournament. Really needed that one, too. Tell me about the OVC tournament experience that Friday and Saturday with all the crowds at the Ford Center.
It was unbelievable. This fan base and the amount of support they've shown, that really gave us a huge lift in both of those games, and it was just a magical experience playing against Moorhead that day.
So Davidson College for 4 years, and then you've got your bonus year left to play. What was it that attracted you to Murray State in the program here?
Just the culture of the program and the history, and Coach Matt wins a lot of games, and I just want to win at the end of the day. So that was a big piece, and just getting to the tournament, really, just that was another thing I was looking for, but just winning.
So building the relationships in the summertime, you guys go to the lake and run across the bridge. You do a variety of different things. How did that enhance the ability for you to get to know your new teammates?
It made the transition pretty seamless, just going to eat at all the coaches' house, just hanging out with the guys every day, and those runs and those tough experiences that Coach put us through, the conditioning, all that just brought us closer, and that's the type of chemistry you see when we step on the court.
Beautiful left-hand jump shot. How long have you been a great shooter?
The 3-ball has always been something that's been a part of my game. Back at Davidson, you had to be able to shoot to be on the floor, and I'm glad Coach Mack trusted me to be here trying to shoot.
So we've hung a banner. You're gonna get to the NCAA tournament, but 10 years from now, what will you remember about this team and this group of guys?
Really, just like the little things, like going out to eat or just kicking back, playing video games, being at the dorms, apartments, just the little hangouts and stuff.
Also, this season, the team hasn't really had to lean on any certain person for offense. KJ and Tevin have provided a lot of it, but it's been someone else at different times. You had your big game at Memphis, but how has it been in a program where you don't have to put up 18 to 20 points a night in order for you to win? You got all sorts of players from about 1 through 8 that can have that kind of night.
I mean, pretty much my whole career in college, I've been a role player, and when you want to win, you're willing to accept any role. And so for me, whatever coach wants me to do, whatever our staff wants me to do, I'm going to do it. Just try to be coachable. And, yeah, we have really good players on our team, and credit to them. They help take a large load off of a lot of the rest of us.
Have a couple of votes for Texas. What about the city? Where would you like to go if you could have your pick?
Anywhere, really.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's an honor to be playing.
All right, Carter, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the show.
Thanks, God.
That is Carter Collins. Still to come in a bit, we're going to hear from Juice Hill, and we'll take a break right now and get some of our sponsors in. This is the J.H. Churchill Selection Show, and you're listening to Froggy 103.7.
One, two, ready.
You never know when that'll be as far as when the actual announcement will come, but we'll be here for it. But we know at that point the excitement builds, and then boom, it's the explosion. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
it's here on us, and then the coaches and players will go into scramble mode, getting ready for when the racers will travel. Eric Frederick will become a travel agent, and it's amazing how it all comes together.
Justice Hill, or as we all call him, Juice, he is with us. He is a member of the All-OVC team and your OVC Tournament Most Valuable Player. Welcome to the show. Go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it up for Juice Hill. Juice, tell me about your tournament experience, first of all. It was a difficult game, especially on Saturday night. But on Friday night, you guys came out, kind of punched Southeast Missouri in the mouth, and it was all over from that point. It was a fun weekend, wasn't it?
It was very fun. We knew it was going to be difficult from the first time we came out. It was difficult first two times we played them, but like you said, it was fun, and we got the job done.
The crowd played a big role in that, a lot of enthusiasm, huge crowds for you to walk into the arena, and to see that kind of support, willing to travel well over 100 miles to come and watch the racers, sure gave you a boost, didn't it?
Yeah, it means a lot. We got the best fans. I think my fans we have are some of the best fans in the nation at any level, and it was just really appreciative to see them out there at the game.
Tell us how Juice got started. At what point did Justice become Juice?
I think they started calling me Juice in like 5th grade. I don't really remember why, but it's stuck ever since.
Well, your family is very important to you, and we see your mom and dad here. Your dad, a former Division I football assistant coach at the Arkansas Razorbacks with Houston Nutt, and familiar to our fans. Talk about being coached by your dad early on and how that helped you into your college career.
It was very helpful. I feel like it made me very competitive. Sometimes, of course, it's annoying having a coach as a dad, just wanting to be a parent sometimes. But overall, I think it was a really helpful experience for me.
So, Mr. Football in the state of Arkansas, obviously a successful two-sport career. How did football help you in basketball? And then how did you make the decision to play basketball as opposed to football?
I think the two sports are really complementary of each other, especially the physical aspect of football. Just being able to, in high school, I feel like if you put your focus all on one sport, sometimes it can be overbearing. But I feel like football and basketball, just balancing the two out between the school year really helped me. What was the other question?
Don't ask me those hard questions, Juice. Why did you decide to play basketball over football?
Oh, yeah. Football is something that really just came natural to me. I didn't really, enjoy working at football. I just really went out there and played. Basketball is always something that I've enjoyed working out, just doing in my free time. And football really didn't give me that same type of joy.
I think when we look at our team last year compared to this year, the improvement that you've made is just been a huge piece to the success that we've had. Ended up 12th in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. Talk about your mentality from being a scorer, but then also being a facilitator and how you do that every day.
First, it was just a lot of hard work from the summer, but definitely having guys, 2 other first team all OVC made it easy for me to distribute when you have 2 other guys that can score 20 to 30 points each and every night. Definitely made it easier for me. And especially coming in, most of the teams, focus on KJ and Tevin. So sometimes that also opened up other scoring opportunities for me, but definitely also gave me opportunities to pass the ball and assist my teammates as well.
So a real hands-on assistant coaching group on this staff. How has that impacted you as a player dealing with the assistant coaches?
It's been very helpful since day one. I feel like they've just believed in me, just told me not to give up, told me to keep working. Just a lot of film study, a lot of tips and pointers that let me come in and just improve in the game in really small aspects. And really helped me more off the court just as much as being a man as they helped me be as a point guard. So really helpful.
Matt McMahon told me when I saw him, I think it was over the summer or late in the summer, that the most improved player that he had seen was going to be you, Juice Hill. And last season, you dealt with some health issues as well. Was that the biggest obstacle that you had from last year to this year in terms of your performance over the 2 seasons?
Yeah, COVID was definitely a weird year, and especially coming in from junior college. I feel like making the transition to Division I is definitely a jump that people have to get used to, whether you're coming from a different school or high school or whatever it may be. So really just the transition, just the speed of the game slowed down for me this year, and just knowing what to do in what situations.
Since you're an expert on improvement, tell me about a player that looks like about a 50% improvement. And I thought he was really good to start with, but over the last month of the season, KJ Williams, he just took his game to another level. The game where he put 39 on Tennessee State, 31 and a half. Talk about the improvement that you saw from him.
Yeah, it was incredible. I feel like he did it a little bit last year, same type of deal. Made those strides in the middle of the year. But I think KJ is an NBA player. He'll play on the next level, and I'm definitely just grateful to be able to share this season with him.
And I know it was special as you went for the big trophy at the OVC tournament, but to be named the tournament MVP, that's a long line of some racer greats, some of which are up in the rafters there at the end of their careers. Tell me what that meant to you.
It meant a lot, especially on the biggest stage. I feel like Tevin was just as much of deserving of the award as I was. But I just really thankful, a lot of hard work, and I was just really grateful to be in that position to win the award. Also,
tell me about the view you had of Tevin's block that we just call the block now, and how big that was for him to do that and get the rebound.
Yeah, the play before that, I was guarding him, and he made the shot. And Tevin told me to switch because, of course, he has a height difference. He was going to block the shot, and he actually went out there and did it. And then fell a little bit, and then got himself together and made some big free throws. So really big play.
But let's be honest, the guy made a turnaround bank-in three. You usually don't see many of those, right?
If
it's a crazy shot, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a preference of where we end up?
I got a lot of family in Texas, so hopefully we can get out there. Some of the family that hasn't been able to see me play will be able to come.
All right. All right. Juice, thanks a lot for the visit, and enjoy the selection show.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
That is Juice Hill. In just a few moments, we're going to chat with Tevin Brown. We do owe you another break as we're going to squeeze one of those in, and we'll do that after this timeout. This is the J.H. Churchill Selection Show on Froggy 103.7.
Free with every.
Welcome back. We are happy to have you with us here as we get set to talk with another racer, and it is Tevin Brown. Tevin, also a member of the All-OVC team. And Tevin, 4 championships, is that correct? Is that right?
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it. 4 championships since you've been here. I mean, technically, that's the most you're supposed to be able to win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Tell me about your run here. I mean, when they say all you do is win, that pretty much has been all you've done. And you've had a tremendous career, but it's great to end it with a 30-win season and another trip to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, this has definitely been a good journey and probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life to be able to come to Murray State, which was a winning program, and be able to contribute to the winning that they have been doing already.
Tell me how the coaching staff has helped you improve since your first time that you arrived here.
They've helped me improve a lot. I mean, when I first got here, I wasn't really one of those people who love to just go to the gym, but I mean, they really got that out of me and turned me into a better man and a better basketball player.
We were thrilled to have you here, and then you get an injury. Tell me about that in that year.
That was definitely a tough year for me because I had never sat out ever playing any sports, and for me to have to sit out an entire year my freshman year here was definitely hard. But like I said, the coaches and the players who were here at that time helped me get through that as well.
I've seen you do some amazing things, but you remember the tornado game, I guess, or the storm game at Austin Peay, right,
Yeah.
where we had the big delay. And I saw you sitting down in a chair, draining 3 after 3 after 3. And I think, this guy's going to be pretty good. Do you remember that night?
Yeah, I remember that. That was one of the longest game nights I've ever been a part of.
So you have your foot, I guess you had a cast or boot on it, and you had it sit up. Someone was feeding you the ball and just kept making shots.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait because you celebrated another championship that night, right?
Yeah, we definitely did that.
Talk about the recruiting class you came in with Shaq and Ja. Anthony Smith was in that group too. But talk about them, all you guys coming in together and what that was like.
That was definitely, I mean, a fun experience with Ja coming in being a high-level point guard, with Shaq coming in being a high-level defender on the wing position, and Rook just being a all-around aggressive player no matter when it was. It was definitely a fun time because I feel like we definitely brought in all different pieces at one time that I felt like Murray needed.
And Jonathan Stark was here waiting on you. Maybe the racer that embraced working on his individual game as much as anyone. What did you learn from him about his work ethic and how you needed to improve personally?
Yeah, he definitely showed the ropes to take as far as work ethic. I mean, coming off of big games for him, 30 points a night, being the first person to the gym in the morning, even on bad nights, being the first person to the gym in the morning, beating the coaches there, it really showed his level of character.
So the all-time OVC three-point leader, that's quite a group of players to put you with. What's that mean to you as far as the legacy you'll leave behind?
It means a lot that I could come here and be able to accomplish something like that. I mean, my math teacher got me to sign a note card my freshman year, and I said one thing on there I wanted to do was break records, and I was able to do that here this year.
So in order to break those records, the importance of point guard play is huge, correct? And being able to give you a ball in the shooting pocket at the right time. Talk about that, of the point guards that you've played with and how that's worked together with you.
I mean, playing with Ja was just as simple as the game could be. All I had to do was stand around and make shots whenever he threw me the ball. I mean, the year after that, we had Daquan playing point guard for us. He did a great job of finding me as well. And then these past 2 years, having Juice, and this year Trey being able to find me, and our bigs getting me open, setting great screens really helped a lot.
So you've got NCAA experience, not many on the team have. What will you tell the guys when you're in the apartment tonight talking about your experience of getting them prepared to do this the coming week?
I mean, we've talked about that a lot in these past few weeks, but I mean, I feel like we're pretty prepared for the moment whenever we get to it.
So, you like my gear?
Yeah.
You know anybody on there?
A couple people.
Yeah.
All right, Tevin, do you have a city of preference for the, if you could pick?
I mean, I really don't mind where we play, but I would much rather be in San Diego.
San Diego. Nice and warm there, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Tevin, thanks a lot. Enjoy the show. We'll talk to you later, okay? As Tevin Brown, we're going to bring in KJ Williams. He'll slide over to the chair. KJ is the Ohio Valley Conference most valuable player. And he put on a month of basketball that I just haven't seen in a long time, Kenny. He was absolutely phenomenal. KJ, congratulations on a tremendous season, also on the award. But I know the one that you started the season wanting is the one that you brought home on Saturday night with the win over Morehead State. Tell me about the weekend in Evansville.
With me having the experience my freshman year, I just came in with the mindset to let the other guys know that 2 games in 2 days is very tough. So we had to come in with the mindset to just go in and play ball.
Did anything change for you over the last 4 to 6 weeks of the season? Because I thought you were a good player in the conversation for Player of the Year, top 2 or 3 guys, and then you just seized it over the last 6 weeks of the season. Anything change for you?
No, not really. Just me being able to get to my easy spots on the court and just playing basketball really and truly. So me just and then credit to my teammates of them helping me get to my spots and get me wide open.
Your family's very important to you, and we watched you embrace your mom after beating Belmont here and then the OVC championship. Talk a little bit about your family.
With me, my family's a big-time sports family. I had family members to go professional and then in college. So that was a big-time deal for me with my mom. She built me since like I was knee-high. So most likely, and really and truly, I really did it for her. It's like every time like stuff like that happened, I just go straight towards her.
Now, she's a good player in her day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit what she's told you about her playing experience.
It's one memory we had. I think I was like 6 or 7. And she was coming back from one of her trips because I used to go to like all of her college basketball games with my grandma. And like she used to tell me like, when you get bigger, maybe you can be somewhat like me.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, most likely I will, but I'll be kind of better. So with her, great credit to her and my grandma for raising me and making me become the better man I am today.
So the NCAA tournament is obviously a different level of play for the big guys. What is the level of increased physicality in the low post compared to how the officials are going to call it at the OVC level versus your experience in the NCAA tournament?
It's going to be an aggressive games with the big men in the conference. The country. With all the big men in the country, all of them, they're physical, their mentality is high above where it's supposed to be, and they just play aggressive. And I just look forward to those type of matchups because I'm not going to play in with them.
So your low post skills have continued to improve, but stretching out to that three-point line has really changed your game this year. Talk about the work that you've put in the last few years to be able to have the confidence to shoot it there.
I worked tremendously well with my three-point shot. Knowing from my freshman, I only made 1 3-point shot my freshman year, and it was like 3 seconds on the shot clock, so I had to shoot it. But like in the summer times, I used to just come in and day out, just coming in working on my shot, and credit to Coach Long. I worked out him almost every morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes after lunch. So just coming in, just getting the reps in, and having the mindset to just go in and knock them down.
Do you have a city of preference where the team goes?
Really and truly, I want to go to Texas because really my whole family's in Texas. So, and then my people in Mississippi, they saying that they can make that drive there. They just want to be there to support me.
All right. KJ, I appreciate the visit. Thank you so much.
You.
This is KJ Williams. He's the OVC most valuable player. But we are going to hear at least a little bit from Matt McMahon. He may need to be pulled away. I think he might be on CBS. So if they call, we're going to go ahead and let him go. But we're going to call, finally, the OVC Coach of the Year, Matt McMahon. What a season it has been. Nationally ranked, number 21 net rating today. Matt, congratulations on a fabulous season. What a day it is, huh?
It's the best day of the year right here. Thanks a lot, Neal and Kenny, and thanks for everyone for being here. Another great crowd. It's hard to beat Selection Sunday in Murray, Kentucky.
Matt, the winning streak right now, I mean, it's at 22, ran the table in the OVC, won the OVC tournament. At what point did you think this could be a really, really special year? Was it in the fall or some point during the season?
I'm a little distracted by Kenny's Tevin Brown sweatshirt over there.
It's pretty nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
They got those in the bookstore?
I don't think they have them there yet.
If you were the all-time three-point shooter, I'd have your picture on there.
No, I just thought, we had a great foundation coming back with Tevin Brown and KJ Williams. And then we wanted our returning players to have a great spring and summer and continue to get better. And then we wanted to go into the transfer portal and add some experience, some leadership to our team. And you could see this summer that we were very talented. But what I've been most impressed with this team is the way they've come together. really set aside any personal agendas, egos, and just been concerned with winning and doing whatever it takes to win. And so it's been a very special team. You've been there, Neal, for every one of them. We've had our backs up against the wall more than once.
Right.
But they've just found a way to win every night out.
They paid the price as well with all the hard work they put in, and they were willing to put in the extra work to do the things that brought them together, weren't they?
Well, I think that's got to be the foundation of what you do. Hard work, toughness, unselfishness, accountability to yourself, accountability to your teammates, accountability to the program, accountability to the name you represent on the back of your jersey. I think all those things have to be the foundation before you can build a good team. And we had that get set pretty quickly. And so that gave us opportunities to keep growing and improving as a team as the season's gone along.
Coach, the wins and losses are outside of your name, but there's an unbelievable staff that you've assembled here. Talk about the importance of them, and not only just your group together, but then how they reach out to the players.
Well, I say it all the time. You win in life with people. So the most important two things that I do as the head coach are recruiting. Who do we bring into the program to play for the Racers? And then from a coaching standpoint, who's on our staff? And we've been blessed. Casey Long and Tim Kaine have been with us the longest. They do an unbelievable job and don't get near enough credit. And Coach Ronrico White and legendary Marcus Brown joining the staff this year, they've been incredible. Mike Chapman, our video coordinator, phenomenal. A little over a year ago, we added Brian Puckett as our strength and conditioning coach. And you saw how many games were close with 8 minutes to go, and we just outlasted teams and won down the stretch. So I could go on, but the most important thing is, besides the winning, the scouting, the X's and O's, and all that's very important, the recruiting, they're all about Murray State. They're all very unselfish. They invest an incredible amount of time to help our players max out, to help our team max out. And then just as importantly, if not more, would be the families of the coaches and the time and the energy and the efforts they go to make sure our players have an incredible experience while they're here.
Talk about the preparation. You don't know who you play until here in a few minutes, but any advanced scouting of a group of teams, or you're just going to wait till you get the switch and go from there?
All the potential teams, all the films have been downloaded and they're ready to go. It'll be a late night here at the CFSB Center for the staff, but the most important thing to me is you're trying to balance this week. How do you stay in game shape? How do you stay sharp? But how do you arrive at the NCAA tournament 100% healthy? And so there's a fine line to walk there. But we've had a good week. Everybody's in good shape. Game conditioning-wise, we scrimmaged some yesterday. Threw the ball over the gym up there for a few moments, but all in all, it's been a productive week for us.
So looking back at the trips to the NCAA tournament, if there's anything that you've learned that maybe you do different or do more of that's been beneficial for us?
I think the most important thing is that you get some really good players to put on the plane with you.
Yeah.
And we're certainly doing that. You look at KJ Williams and Tevin Brown, they combined to score 35 points in our win over Marquette back in 2019, so they have experience. So I think that's the most important thing. And, I've always asked, it seems like your guys are all business. They're not just happy to be there. They want to win. I think you can do both. I'm happy as can be to be there. I promise you. And I think you can be very excited and enjoy the journey, but also stay committed to the hard work and discipline that winning will require this weekend.
Tell me a bit about I've asked the players the tournament in Evansville. It's been a special place, but it certainly was this last weekend, Coach.
Well, it's been amazing. I know since I've been here, there's only one team in this league that's won multiple conference tournament championships, and that's Murray State Racers, with 3 of them in the last 5 years. And I think it starts with the move to Evansville, being in a great arena, a great experience for the student athletes, and then most importantly, 6,000 or more Murray State fans wearing navy and gold in the building. So it's been unbelievable to have such great support there in Evansville. It makes a difference. I mean, it's what March Madness is all about. And, I went for a run on Saturday, and I had to duck into the back alleys because everywhere you went downtown, it was Navy and Gold Murray State Racer fans. A few of them were even tailgating out there, if you can believe that.
Wow. The experience now turns to the NCAA tournament, and I know you're going to find out soon. Do you have a seed in mind that you think this team deserves, or does it matter to you?
Well, I definitely have seeds in mind I think we deserve, but no one asked me.
That's right.
So we don't care about the seeding. We just care about winning. And I think our players are excited about the opportunity. They've worked extremely hard all year long. I expect the same this week. And we'll be ready to go whoever we play, wherever we play.
Matt, on winning the Coach of the Year award, I did want to get one more comment from you on that because I did ask you this on the Hey Coach show, but I wanted you to tell the audience. I know it means a lot to you, but it also says a lot about your staff, doesn't it?
Well, I think so. I hope they take great pride in that award because it's their award. The name might be mine on there, but it's the staff. They're the ones who do such an exceptional job, not only recruiting, but the player development has been something we've really invested in here. We believe in it strongly. We do it year-round. And I think you've seen that with guys like Juice Hill and the hard work that he put in from the first day of spring workouts to now. I hope our players take great pride in that award because it reflects on them. So it is special and it does mean a lot. But the honor in it for me is the privilege to get to coach these special players and work with these great coaches.
All right, Matt, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, and enjoy the show.
Hey, let's have some fun tonight. Go Racers!
All right, that is head coach Matt McMahon. Now, in a moment, we're going to take a break, and then they're going to switch the feed where you can watch the selection show that begins in just a few minutes. I'm going to call Jeff Bidwell up here, and he's going to talk to us for a little bit over on Froggy 103.7. You all enjoy the show, and we'll continue our coverage. Thanks so much for being with us here at the CFSB Center on the Selection Show.